that's just been biopsied, maybe tomorrow.
So at the stage where Sean has been doing his biopsy and is freezing, so the embryos, they turn into blastocysts usually in day 5, but sometimes they take a day longer, and so we biopsy them either in day 5 or on day 6, depending. My name is John Waterstone, and I'm the medical director of Cork Fertility. The first IVF unit that we set up in Cork, we were there for 15 years. And the unit gradually grew in size and became, in fact, busier than we had originally anticipated, so we gradually ran out of space. And particularly because we were carrying out newer techniques which required more laboratory space, and because of the city centre location, we were very limited in the amount that we could expand. We geographically couldn't really grow any larger there. We're moving out and we're graduating to a bigger building.
I was thinking that we could have maybe 5 round tables so that people can, sit around and talk in small groups. I'm Susan. I've been working at Cork Fertility now for the last 15 years. I'm one of the founding members of the clinic.
A lot of joists to be spliced and repaired. Every floorboard has to come up.
We are about to undertake a massive project here in Lotamore House. We're converting it into our new facility, new assisted conception unit. So we're in the planning phase at the moment, designing how we will use the building. We made our planning application to renovate the existing building for consultation rooms and scan rooms, and it's in much worse condition than we ever thought it was when we bought it. So, it really needs to be taken apart completely at this point before it starts to look better again.
As we realised that we had run out of space, that we needed to expand physically, particularly in the laboratory side, we were very lucky to find Lotamore House. It was on the edge of the city, on the right side of the city for Dublin and for Waterford and for Limerick. It had lots of parking space available because it's a very large parkland site, 12 acres in all. In terms of its layout, it lent itself very much to use as a clinic. And we had space to build the new high-powered 21st century laboratories and operating theatres that we required.
Yeah.
So we're going to have one manhole.
Do these steps exist?
The more difficult bit was how to adapt the old building, how to preserve its beautiful features, how to restore its beautiful features, whilst meeting the regulations that are required these days of a public building. The fire regulations, the disabled access regulations. It was actually challenging. Okay, thanks very much, everybody. To some extent, it's a mix of old and new. There's 8,000 square feet of old building. So this will be the reception area with the back office behind for admin. This will be the hallway. It'll have an old kind of period feel to it. And then we have a series of consultation rooms and scan rooms down here. The staircase is being renovated. The banister is being protected at the moment because it was badly damaged and vandalised. We haven't subdivided the rooms, which is quite good. We've kind of kept them big.
Why would you do that in your front door when you've got all this trouble having this fancy carved stone? I just don't understand why it's so ugly. We were anxiously having meetings every week to monitor progress and money spent, and inevitably, particularly with an old building, things turned up that hadn't been anticipated. In general, the building was very sound and we didn't find any major nightmares, but nevertheless there was underpinning to be done at the back of the building that we hadn't anticipated.
And this is the PGD lab. The new build at the back, which was a single-storey add-on to this building, purpose-built, state-of-the-art clean room for our laboratory facilities and surgeries.
When we had our first PGD baby, I suppose I felt very proud because it's a challenging area and PGD is challenging, and there is a danger when you take on a challenging area that you're going to fall down, you're not going to get pregnancies and you're not going to have success, and you're going to feel foolish that you've even tried to undertake a difficult undertaking like that in the first place. So we've been very proud to be the first IVF unit in Ireland which has made PGD work for patients and to produce babies. Our first success was for cystic fibrosis, which is the commonest serious genetic condition in the country. And since that, we've had other successes for other genetic conditions. At the end of the day, the most important service that we deliver, which is because it's the most effective treatment, is IVF and ICSI treatment. We've always focused as our measure of success on a baby at home with a couple, which is what the couple want. Anything short of that really is a failure. So to us, optimising success rates and optimising live birth rates and quoting them in a realistic, in a fair way that's easy for couples to understand, that's the most important thing of all. I walk around the new clinic, I'm very happy, but this has not happened instantaneously. The visitors to the building are all very positive about how it feels to them and how it looks, but this did not happen overnight. This was because the people involved, in part myself, are somewhat nitpicking and perfectionists, but that's the way you need to be in any walk of life if you want to achieve high standards and you want to achieve the very best, whether you're working on a building or whether you're working in an IVF setup where you want the very best success rates for your patients. It doesn't happen just by accident. It doesn't happen unless you desire it in the first place, and then you actually get down to the nitty-gritty details of every single facet of what it is you're trying to do. And that doesn't really matter whether you're talking about a tiling pattern in the hall or whether you're talking about what goes in the embryology laboratory and your gas supply and what sort of media you use and what sort of checks you have in place so that if things are not working superbly and optimally, you have to go back and change things.
I hope that when patients walk through the door at the clinic here, that they will see the effort that has been put into creating the right environment, creating the right experience. The standard of what we've delivered in terms of the building also permeates through what we do clinically, whether it be at first consultation when they come in to meet the clinicians who have huge amount of experience in determining when to intervene in a patient's treatment or when it's sufficient to say, look, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you. And our emphasis is on achieving the best success rates we possibly can for couples. We know what a joy our children have brought to our lives, and at the end of the day, that's what we're striving for here, is to help people create a family.